fragile preparations against the coming fury. An unimaginable power, the wrath of the ocean. When the last refuge is breached, the power of the super typhoon's wind, nothing can withstand it. An omen of the impending destruction. No place is safe. The infrastructure is completely paralyzed. One of the most powerful storms in recorded history begins to form. A storm surge isn't just seawater, it is a destructive torrent. The scene after the nightmare. When the sea reclaims its space, no object can resist. Visayas, the Paradise Islands, where life was once peaceful, until the first signs appeared. Far offshore, a monstrous entity begins to gather energy. The warnings were issued. With unprecedented power, Haiyan takes dead aim at the Visayas. The sky gives its warning. The sea begins to stir. Seeking a safe place, but is anywhere truly safe. Haiyan begins to unleash its initial power. The weakest structures begin to fail. Hope is placed in the sheltering walls. The town, seemingly abandoned, is left to the storm. But the greatest threat was not just the wind, but the rising of the ocean itself. The fragility of a livelihood. Darkness falls as the fury reaches its peak. The electrical grid begins to collapse. The storm surge, the real nightmare begins. There is no escape. The unstoppable power of water. The city of Tacloban and many other places in Leyte Samar are submerged. This was no ordinary flood. It was a raging river tearing through the city. Even the most solid structures could not hold. Massive ships were tossed ashore like toys. A deadly matrix of water and debris. Destructive winds were sustained for hours on end. Even sacred places were not spared from the wrath. Darkness descends as the last lifeline is cut. Gravity seemed meaningless against the power of Haiyan. When the last refuge is breached, the unimaginable force of the storm surge. A vast region drowned in a sea of water. The air becomes a storm of deadly shrapnel. Connections are severed. Waiting in fear, not knowing what will happen next. The livelihood of so many washed away in an instant. Communication with the outside world is completely cut off. An unbelievable sight, like a scene from an apocalyptic film. Food sources and the economy are devastated. The coast's natural shield could not withstand Haiyan's power. Essential supplies are destroyed, pushing people into even more difficult circumstances. When fresh water and salt water merge, they create a dual destructive current. Even the smallest connecting paths are erased. Time seems to stop at the most terrifying moment. Personal vehicles become scraps of metal. A crucial source of protein is severely impacted. The feeling of being trapped in the midst of nature's fury. Economic activity is brought to a complete standstill. Even modern architecture becomes fragile. The boundaries of privacy and safety are erased. The last guiding light is swallowed by darkness. The transportation network is torn apart, isolating entire regions. Cultural and spiritual heritage also suffers heavy damage. The symbols of commerce become flying hazards. When everything is turned upside down, debris becomes part of the flow. A place of celebration and joy is now submerged in silence and ruin, a hidden danger from the very things that serve life. No amount of weight is enough to resist the tidal wave from the sea. The most vulnerable communities are the ones who suffer the heaviest losses. Even efforts toward a sustainable future are put to the test. The future of education is severely disrupted. The coastline is brutally reshaped. The symbols of hope now lie silent amidst the devastation. The city transforms into a deadly water maze. Ticking time bombs hidden in the storm's aftermath. Destructive power displayed in its rawest form. When air and water blend into a dance of destruction. A world completely drowned by nature's wrath, the powerlessness of humanity before this supreme force. After hours of roaring, the fury begins to subside, leaving behind a legacy of destruction. The dawn after the nightmare, but what it reveals is even more horrific. The city, a graveyard of structures. All paths are cut off, isolation prevails. The testament to a historic storm surge. Facing a reality that is impossible to believe. Agriculture is wiped out, starvation is the next threat. The place of healing now becomes a victim itself. The first efforts to reclaim life. Childhood, to clean water becomes a luxury. Survival depends on every drop. Stolen by the fury. Clean water becomes a luxury. Survival depends on every drop. Hope falls from the sky, but is it enough for everyone? Fragile patience amidst a sea of need. The innocence of children facing a reality too harsh. Not just humans, but their animal companions share the same fate. Searching for fragments of memory left in the rubble. Inanimate objects that carry a whole story, a past. The journey to find life is anything but easy. The school bell is silent, the classroom. Human strength combined to overcome obstacles. Life goes on, even in the most difficult, bringing the story of the disaster to the world, calling for help. The challenge of cleanup and reconstruction is immense. Facing the sea, the bringer of both life and destruction. Faith and memory are what help people stand firm. The fierce vitality of childhood, trying to find joy amidst adversity. A symbol of defiance, though heavily battered. Another day passes over the ravaged land. Darkness falls, but the hope for a brighter tomorrow remains, however fragile. Night falls on a wounded land, but will tomorrow bring hope? In hardship, humanity shines. Help from the outside world begins to arrive. A race against time to save the lives that remain. Rebuilding from zero with their own hands. Tiny glimmers of hope amidst the desolation. Nature has the power to destroy, but also an incredible power of rebirth. The road to recovery is long, but the first steps have been taken. The scars left by Haiyan will remain forever. They survived, they will rebuild, and they will never forget. Haiyan is a painful reminder, but also a lesson in resilience and the importance of responding to climate change and natural disasters.